With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
This is 321 The Pod.
What she said, yes, 321 The Pod. Hi, I'm Chris Donovan, and across from the microphone is a guy named Sinatra's Rat Dick.
Wait a minute. That's not it.
That's not it. What is your Twitter handle again?
Sinatra's Rat Pack. I think you made a slight mistake. I think
so close.
Totally by accident. Yeah. I'm also known as Eric. That's another name I go by.
Yeah, but that one's usually wanted by the law.
Yeah. So I usually have to go by an alias and change states from time to time just to avoid the popo.
Is that what you call them out there?
Yeah, that's what we call it out here. Out here, we call it the law.
Yeah, he's out in Texas. I am sitting in Southern California. You know what? Luckily, not homeless yet. Getting there though. I'm getting closer every day.
I think, isn't it? I thought Gavin Newsom passed a law where it's required that you're homeless at least 6 months out of the year, like for all citizens.
No, that's jobless.
Oh, jobless. Oh, that's right.
That Newsom guy gets it all mixed up.
All mixed up. Well, the 3-2 The Pod, where I believe it's 3 idiots, 2 games, 1 story. Am I right? No,
and I'm pretty sure you've never even looked at the logo I sent you.
Wait, what is it? It's 3 condoms, 2. What? No, I'm way off. What is it?
3 stories, 2 idiots, 1 game.
Oh, and that's right. We're the idiots.
Well, I think you're heavy on the idiot today. I think you're like 1.5 of the idiot today.
I am. You know what? I'll tell you what. If you agree to be half an idiot, I'll take 1.5. I'm fine with that.
I'll be half an idiot today.
About 10 different court cases would prove that I am 1.5 idiots. So,
and one doctor will tell you I'm crazy. So, all right, first story
settled.
Story 1.
All righty, guys, this is the time of year. It's Halloween, right? It's a fun time of the year. I love this time. I can understand, though, that for little kids, it might not be so fun, right? I mean, if there truly is something scary out there for Halloween, little kids can't appreciate it the way adults do. Especially really little kids, because there comes a story.
You mean like little kids that sound like this?
Funny witch with the pointed hat, she came.
You know, like little kids like that.
Really, really little kids just like that. And oddly, this is not a Florida story, which you would think this would sound like. If I didn't tell you, you would guess it was a Florida story.
I want to guess because I don't know. I'm going to go Minnesota.
No.
Oh, shit. Where was it?
Mississippi. So
it's
Florida adjacent. It's like it's in the neighborhood of Florida. But so basically some footage went viral. It was posted to Facebook and started making the rounds where daycare employees. So think about the ages of kids that are in daycare, right?
Witch with the pointed.
You could talk over her.
Yeah.
That's my oldest daughter when she was like 7. So
yeah. So it's when it's really young kids, I think people tend to get a little bit more uptight about things, right? So this is a daycare employee using a scary mask to frighten young children. And specifically, the mask is that Scream mask, the one that's the white one with the big long face. Ghost face. So they thought it. There you go. Wait, no, that's Tales from the Crypt.
That's the Crypt Keeper. Sorry.
It's a Crypt Keeper.
Okay, how about this one?
No, that is actually Vincent Price, which was also used in the Thriller video.
There you go.
Yeah,
See, I was prepared for this story.
Man, I'm on fire. Anyways, so what they did is they thought it would be hilarious or mean. I actually don't know if they thought it would be hilarious, but they put on the scream mask and then would jump out and scare kids. And unfortunately, this is a very visual thing, so it's not something we could really show you on a podcast. But Chris, you're kind of watching some of these videos. These children are absolutely terrified, right?
I mean, I think the mask helped the ladies. Let's be honest.
No, I know. See, I was actually just about to get to that point, because when you start scrolling through the old shots, first of all, okay, so I'm going to read the story. We'll come back to that in a second. Let me put a pin in that one, because it says, I'm just reading this story. This is from Fox 4 in Mississippi. It says the videos were filmed in September, and later on September were posted on social media. They show a daycare workers at the Little Blessings Child Care in Hamilton.
There's a sign right there. People, come on.
They were yelling at the kids who didn't clean up or act good. So they were doing this as a form of punishment. They would scare the kids. It says children can be seen bawling, cowering in fear, and at times running from the masked employees. Another employee gives directions and singing out which kids have acted good or bad. Like, so one employee is like literally pointing out that kid right there, go scare that kid. And so this was a group effort from a bunch of it. It says Monroe County Sheriff's Kevin Crook says in a news release that 4 of the women each face 3 counts of felony child abuse. A 5th woman, he says, faces charges of failure to report because she was just someone who worked there, who just kind of kept her mouth shut and didn't say anything. But okay, as you scroll through these photos,
I don't want to anymore.
I know. If you showed up to drop your children off and the people working there looked like this, I wouldn't leave my children with them. They look like meth heads that like opened their home up and just called it a daycare. This does not seem.
Yeah, it's a little, it is something that looks kind of shoddy when it comes down to their character. But I thought we're not supposed to judge people that way anymore.
No, I constantly judge people by the way. I mean, literally, how do they expect us to judge people? Well, the old saying of don't judge a book by its cover. I don't know. When was the last time you picked up a book and read it first and then judged it? Never. Yeah, right? You pick up the book and you're like, well, this looks stupid. And we always judge. I hate this nonsense. No, I'm judging these fat books by their fat covers. And I would not trust them at all. I also think like when you see the absolute terror in these children, the other thing is if you were to hit a child, that causes a pain and suffering in the immediate term, right? You're effing up these kids to where like 10 years from now, when they're like 14 and 15 and they're scared all the time and they're nervous and they have anxiety and all that. These kids could be like effed up permanently because you're taking young children and messing with their brains.
I want to see if I can get some screaming.
That's right. Criminal charge.
Nope. No screaming at her. There we go.
With a scream mask, the little workers scaring toddlers with a.
I mean, you don't want to laugh, but it is like kind of.
And that's not even a scream mask. That's like the chick that crawls out of the sewer mask or whatever the hell.
Well, I mean, you want to. Like I'm so angry about these people that did this, and I feel so bad for these children. But these kids are so freaking tiny, man. They're like 4 and 5 years old, and they're deathly scared,
petrified. If you look at their faces,
petrified. So there was this old experiment that happened. It's a famous psychology experiment. It happened back in I want to say the 40s, and it's called the not Milgram. They call it the Baby Albert experiment, and it's really cruel. They would It's not the Fat Albert experiment. Baby Albert,
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert is also uncomfortable, but no. So it's really cruel. They would never allow this experiment now, but they were testing on what made you as an adult scared of things, right? They were studying where our fears come from. So they literally took a brand new baby and wanted to make this baby scared of dogs because they said, we're going to force this kid to be scared of dogs. So they sat this baby up and they'd put a little puppy in front of him and they'd sneak up behind the baby and they'd clang together metal pans to startle the baby. So that the baby would associate, when I see a dog, something scary happens. They did this for the first year of the child's life. Then they just let the kid go and they said, come back every 5 years and we're going to monitor this child. And to the day that the person died, they were deathly afraid of dogs and other hairy animals and stuff like that. So they literally forced fear in this child. That's what these people are doing
right there. I think that's my childhood right there. I don't like dogs. They scare the shit out of me.
That's what these people are doing. They're at a young age scaring the bejesus out of these poor kids. And it's for like what? You didn't clean up your finger paints? Like I don't even understand what they're trying to accomplish.
I just hope they didn't scare him enough for them to come back and, retaliate.
I know, right? Like all these kids are just, oh my God. Yeah. I would love like an update.
Shit.
I would love an update on the story 20 years from now where they're like, oh, of these 10 children, 4 of them robbed banks, 2 of them have been murdered, 3 of them, like, you know what I mean? Like there's
one overdosed.
One, well, the rest of them died on fentanyl. Yeah. It was, it says, and I like one of the parents. And by the way, that's the other thing. Imagine watching the news. Oh, because it also says that a lot of the parents didn't find out about this until it aired on the news and they saw their children on the news being scared like this. And I understand that there's worse things that can be done to a child. But if you were a parent and you had been dropping your young child off at a daycare and this is what was happening and you saw it on the news, you'd have a really hard time controlling yourself. Like,
how young are we thinking again?
I'm thinking, yeah, there you go. 4 to 5.
She's tiny and doing this. And then they went.
That's exactly it. The quote from one of the parents that says, whether these people had a mask on or a mask off, their behavior was unacceptable. My blood pressure was raised. It absolutely breaks my heart for my child and what's to come for them in the future. I was angry, to say the least, said one of the parents. Like, it's absolutely a shame. It's kind of funny. It's like 10% funny because these little kids are really scared. But here's the thing. If the parents had taken these kids to a haunted house and these kids were scared, I'd laugh like hell at this video.
Yes, because that's their kids.
Because it's their kids and it's the context. It's like, well, what did you expect? You're at a haunted house. You drop them off at daycare. You think it's puppy dogs and rainbows and ice cream. And it's like people in a Scream mask, like jumping out and scaring the shit out of your kid. Pretty messed up.
Bulls, clowns, and ghost face.
Yeah, which, by the way, as you stated at the very beginning, these women could have done it without the mask, and it would have been just as scary. And that is the end of story 1.
Story 2.
All right, so my story is going to be about Tales of Jedi. It just came out yesterday on Disney Plus, which would have been October 26th. It is short stories. There are 6 total.
How long are they?
15 to 20 minutes tops.
Great for a busy family. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, you put them all together, it's a movie. And it does kind of play out that way a little bit. Now, this is basically filling some holes in some of the stories. It's basically is what it is. Like I'm not going to give too much away, but the first one is showing the birth of Ahsoka. It literally is the picture.
And so I haven't watched these yet, and I know you're going to go a little bit deeper into them. So basically, from what I understood when I remember seeing the original release of this, was it's kind of like a tale of 2 paths. Like it's stories about Count Dooku and Ahsoka and how they both had a similar like storyline, but one chose evil and one chose good, kind of a thing.
Yes, kind of. And it shows, hey guys, calm down. Hey, okay, well, lightsaber practice later. Stop it. Jesus God,
I know you can't control any of your Padawans.
I don't have any fucking help here in the Jedi Palace anymore. Anyway, temple. Yeah, but it fills in the holes.
That's what she said.
There's a couple. There's a couple things where I saw what was happening, and I knew exactly what was happening. I knew what they were covering up or what part of a story.
What storyline?
Correct.
Now, is this trying to fill in like modern day, some of the recent stuff,
yes.
Or is this filling in some original trilogy stuff? Like what's it?
I think it's going to be helping. My wife's calling me. I think it's going to be helping the Ahsoka series that's coming out, because a lot of it does have to do with Ahsoka, but it also has to do with the beginning of the clones being made. Like if you remember episode 2, when they go and find the army on Kamino or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and Obi-Wan Kenobi's trying to find Kamino on the maps and it's not there. Well, one of these shows how and when it got erased. So it kind of fills in holes that way.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that happening from a mile away. I saw it, like them go into the archives and do it, but I'm not going to say who or what did it. But there's also another thing. Yoda there. If you look back, there was another species of Yoda called Yaddle, which was a Jedi Master on the Council, and it shows a little bit about that character and how that character wasn't on the Council anymore.
So now, with these stories, first of all, I like that they're that short. I had no idea that they were that short. I thought they were like full 30-45 minute episodes. So that's actually really cool that it's that short. So maybe I'll be able to get to them. But is this You know, we all loved The Mandalorian, and we all love some of these reboots, and some are better than others. Would you put this in the good category, or would you put this in the meh category? Of stuff
You
they've
get
released lately.
you get a young Qui-Gon, which is kind of nice.
Isn't it still voiced by Liam Neeson as well? Still?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I think he did do it. And then you get some young Obi-Wan, and you get Anakin in there before he turns Vader. You get Count Dooku, where he turns kind of to the dark side. So I think if you were to think of these as Marvel shorts, or not Marvel shorts, Marvel series like WandaVision and stuff, you don't have to watch them to watch the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But this does fill in a lot of it fills in a lot of holes where it comes to Ahsoka's backstory, how she became a Jedi, how Count Dooku turned, where the clones came from. Because then Mace Windu was Count Dooku's master. So it kind of shows that relationship that they hinted to a couple times in the movies. So it kind of just fills in all that. It kind of shows a little bit after Darth Maul was killed. So you're going to know where they're at in the story when you see the people. It's kind of fun.
Oh, okay. And that was going to be my next question, was like, is this something that you kind of need to be like digging and go and understand the references? Or are you going to basically be like, yep, I recognize that. That's from,
Yeah, you're going to be like, oh, that's because that happened. That's right. Or, oh, yeah, that's right. She was there, kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really good, though. I mean, they're nice. They're short. They're sweet. Something happens kind of interesting in all of them, where I think that it does add to the stories. But I think that this is going to be kind of the roots of where these new series are going to go, like the new live action Ahsoka series and the live action. There's another one coming. I think.
And, just a quick thing on shorts. Like, the reason we have shows that are 30 minutes long or an hour long, and there's nothing in between and nothing over that, is only because of the old time format of TV, right? You had to have a 23-minute show because 7 minutes of commercials, and now it's a 22-minute show with 8 minutes of commercials. And if you have an hour-long show, it's 43 minutes or whatever it is with 7. So, but that's the only reason we have shows that are this length. Who's to say that you can't have a 12-minute show, or, by the way, an hour and 20-minute show, or a 50-minute show? The show should be the length that it takes to still tell a story competently. And I think we've always been too bound by time, where, a show has to be 30 minutes or a show has to be whatever. I kind of like that they're like, hey, we're going to do these in this time frame because this is what makes sense, in little bite-sized nuggets of an episode.
Yeah. Did you watch Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, so then did you watch the new season that came out like last year?
Yes, I did. We finally
with the Ahsoka and everything, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So there's a part in this the second to last one where Ahsoka's training with Anakin. I'm not going to give too much away, but then it ends with Ahsoka looking over, I believe it's Rex, and him going, well, let's hope that training pays off. It puts his helmet on, and then they walk out into that hangar right after Order 66 was just called. And then it would be like you were watching the Clone Wars of her trying to escape. It's that got me. I was like, damn, that was dope. Like, I know where that's going. I know where they go. Like,
that's so pretty cool. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, especially now knowing the time limit, with the family and try to get everyone together, it's always hard, but I like that time limit. So yeah, we'll check it out and report back. That sounds great.
Right. That's a short and sweet story about the Jedi. Let's get into the next one.
Story 3.
All right. Now, Chris, we've flown on some planes quite a bit. You and I have gone a lot of trips, and there's always the lady with like the small chihuahua on her lap who claims it's her emotional support dog. Or I remember one time on a trip to, I want to say it was Washington for a business trip. I was going up to Seattle, and there was someone who had a pet iguana on their lap, and it was an emotional support iguana. So it's gotten out of control. People, and by the way, none of these people, you never actually see a blind guy with a disabled dog on a plane. Like, the guy who would actually need it, you never see. It's always some fat lady who wants to take her little chihuahua on board that does this emotional support nonsense. Well, someone finally gamed the system that I actually can completely support. It says, quote, this is from actually, when did this happen? The internet. It's from the interwebs. It says there are people who emotional support animals are a real help. There are those who push it a little bit too far. Well, Floyd Hayes, a 47-year-old resident of Brooklyn, New York, surely falls into that second category because he tried to register his beer as an emotional support animal.
Dad?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, Papa? It says, Hayes described on his website, it says, quote, well, I'm not permitted to have a dog in my building. So I thought an emotional support beer would be more appropriate. It helps alleviate my anxiety and is a cost-effective way to manage stress.
True.
He says, I've had trouble trying to take the pint onto public buses and in places of business. So I had the idea, why not get my beer registered? So it says,
so he couldn't drink in public, basically.
Yeah. So basically, which, by the way, this is my new hero.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go register one now.
I 100% support this guy. It says Hayes reportedly was able to get the registration for his pet beer at registration 10857809890. Although the number, blah, blah, blah. It says a photo in a Brooklyn paper, which picked up the story last week, shows off the certificate of registration he was able to get for the beer. He hopes it will persuade authorities to allow him to take his brewskis on public transportation. It says, I travel from upstate Brooklyn a lot, and on the bus they say it's a federal crime to smoke or have an alcoholic beverage unless by prior written consent. He goes, I always wondered where you would get that consent, and he says, right? Now I have it. So it says he does say, they talk to some lawyers in this article, and the lawyers say he probably still doesn't stand a chance. If you try and drink a beer on the thing, they're still going to kick you off no matter what certificate you have. But part of me wants him to take this to the Supreme Court, or like take this, like, would there be a better, I mean, some might say it's a waste of our taxpayer dollars. I say, what better to spend our taxpayer dollars on than a trial like this? I want O.J. Simpson level coverage. I want news cameras. I want a Johnny Cochran going, if the beer don't taste bad, then it must be rad. Like, I want it to be I want to have a full crime scene investigations. I want this guy to try and flee in a white Bronco. This needs to be the trial of the century, because I love that this guy's like, okay, all of this stuff's getting out of hand. I'm gonna try and register my beer so I can just take my beer wherever I want.
And he did it.
Here's the thing, a lot of us come up with ideas, Chris. This guy did it. He made it happen.
There's a couple of things that I take from this story. One, let's not waste all the money on some court case or anything. Let's just make him the next president.
Yeah.
Just get that out of the way right away.
By the way, honestly, I don't know anything about this guy except for this story. And I think he would be better than Trump, better than Biden, better than Kamala, better. Like, there's about 10, like, I could just tell you he would be better than most. And I fully support his candidacy.
I do too. But also there is a little bit of a warning sign, because if he has to drink on the bus to and from work, then he's drinking at work. He's just trying to drink all day. That's all he's trying to do legally.
Yeah, but come on, man.
I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. He's literally like, he's like, hey, life sucks. Everyone's miserable. I just want to drink, and I don't like. By the way, the guy's not driving. I mean, congratulations on
taking public transportation.
He's doing the responsible thing. He's taking public transportation. He's just like, hey, why can't I have a beer? I'm not the one driving. What's the I'm not sharing my beer with anyone. It's just for me.
Here's my
and by the way, it probably is an emotional support, right? Like, I bet you this guy drinking a beer gives him more emotional support than the stupid lady with the chihuahua on the plane.
The only thing I can go against him, and this is like my opposite argument, would be, pour your beer in a cup.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
I rest my case.
That's why I really like a lot of these new trend of these RTDs and hard seltzers and cocktails in a can.
Nobody knows what size can or cup
no one knows.
on.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on. Half the energy drinks look like alcohol. Half the alcohol drinks look like energy drinks. As far as anyone's concerned, hey, I'm just drinking an energy drink here, man. It's that new energy drink called Vodka now? Mule. What?
Oh yeah, no, I've been drinking since 1924. No, just kidding. I started doing that in 2004. No, nobody has any idea, but that's the thing, is like, if he was so smart to go out and file, probably had to pay some money to get some stuff filed and notarized and all this other stuff. Just go out and buy one of those freaking hydro flasks for $50.
Yeah, exactly. Hide it. But hey, I still support this guy. God bless him for doing it. He's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I don't know about the Lord's work, but he's doing damn good American work.
He's God bless America is what I have to say about that. And I believe that is going to lead me to our game of the day.
Yes.
Do we have a sound effect for that?
This is Name That Radio.
Beer.
We should have to just think of one on the fly and sing a made.
I should literally have it just say,
This is
name that, and then it stops, and I'll be like, beer.
Okay, so there's many different sites that will track top beer sales in the United States, and I'm in this
It
industry.
doesn't track where the people buy it from, right? Because my name probably like in the top.
Yeah, your name comes up at the top of the list. There's many to track it. I am in this industry, so I can kind of tell you which ones are crap lists and which ones are not. And I think this one's a pretty decent list for my personal experience of seeing some of the numbers. And this is from Drizzly. Are you familiar with Drizzly?
For Rizzly.
Okay, good. So Drizzly is where you could order booze from your local liquor stores, and they deliver it just like Uber Eats kind of a thing.
Oh, sweet booze, delivered booze.
Delivered booze. So this is Drizzly's top selling beers.
Okay.
So far for the year. Now, to give you a hint. We're looking for the top 10. If you could get the top 10, I'm going to give you some guesses. To give you a hint, they do get pretty. So I'm going to name like number 17. Believe it or not, is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Okay.
Which is just stupid.
I can name like 7 beers right now. They're probably in there.
But like number 16 is Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. So it sometimes is very generic and sometimes it's very specific, but there's some real obvious ones in here. So my challenge to you is to get at least the top 10.
Well, I'll say mine, Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra is number 5.
1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, cool. What question? If I say Budweiser,
by the way, folks, if I had said the number 5, he still would have had to have counted 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes, I understand that now.
If I say Budweiser, does that count Budweiser and Bud Light? Or
no, it only counts Budweiser, which is number 7.
Okay, well then I'll say Bud Light also.
Number 1,
Coors Light.
Number 2,
Miller Lite.
Number 3. By the way, why are we such a pussy country that loves nothing but light beers?
We're told that we're fat, so we're trying to get skinnier.
Because everyone who drinks light beer is in great shape, like in the commercials. They're all fat like the rest of us. What does it matter? Drink good beer.
That's why when you go places and you get that double cheeseburger, chili cheese fries, and a shake, and then you order a diet Pepsi.
Right. That's exactly what this is. Like, don't drink a light beer because you think you're being healthy. It tastes like shit. Drink a good beer and just have a couple of them.
Well, anyway, I mean, honestly, if we're going back to the story before this, you can't drink heavy beer all day long. So light beer lets you drink all day.
Yeah, this is true. I concede that point. Okay. So next up.
I've got 1 through 5, right?
No, you got 1, 2, 3, 5, 7.
5, 7.
So you're missing 4, 6, 8, 9, 10.
I would assume regular Coors is on there.
No, Coors, in fact, doesn't even crack the top 20. Coors Light, Coors Light is so much. Coors Light's number 2. Coors doesn't even. Coors Original isn't even top 20.
Oh, we have imports too, right?
Yes.
Corona
is number 4.
Damn. So I got 1 through 5 right now.
You have 1 through 5. You're missing 6, 8, 9, and 10. This other beer is
Heineken.
Something that only Heineken is number 9. This beer at number 6 is a beer that as Americans we think is a good foreign beer, but in Europe they all laugh at Americans for drinking this because it's considered a shit beer. In fact, in the country that it's from, you could buy it for $1 because it's like their version of Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's like the shittiest beer, but here in America we think it's great, and that would be
Rainier beer. No, I'm just kidding.
That's for Washington.
Yeah, they don't sell it down anywhere else. God dang it. That makes me want to say a couple things. I would say you already told me that PBR is way down there, but what's the one?
Well, this
from
is
Foster's Australian for beer.
No, it is not.
Oh.
So I will tell you that the 3 beers that are left, number 6, number 8, and number 10, are all beers that come from other countries, and they all come from 3 different countries.
Whoa. Is Modelo on there?
Yes, that is it. Number 8. So now you can cross off Mexico because there will not be another Mexico. Modelo Especial is numero 8.
I want to say Guinness.
Yes, Guinness is number 10.
Okay.
Just correct. So all you're missing is number 6.
The one that you just ranted about, tried to give me the answer to?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. You said it's, I'm guessing.
I think they have like a star logo.
Oh,
they do a lot of Christmas
Peroni?
ads. No.
Okay. Star
Peroni's-
logo.
Peroni's actually a decent beer. The answer is Stella Artois. Is
What
the
did I
number
just
6
say?
beer. Stella is considered
Stella Artois, Stella.
Stella, same thing.
Yeah, same exact thing. So I
Yeah.
got it.
Oh, I didn't know you said Stella.
I said Stella.
Oh, okay. Well,
What do you think I said, jackass? Let me rewind the tape while I can.
Yeah, I want it to be like those commercials where they throw the red flag and they're like, "Let's look back at the tape." Yeah,
no, Stella Artois.
Stella is considered an absolute joke beer in Europe, and they export it to the United States, and we all drink it and think we're drinking a good.
I think it's
European beer.
gross.
It really is gross. I will say that I'm not a beer drinker, as you know, but
I can't believe I named all 10. That's awesome.
You did. You named all 10. Of the top 10, if I were to have one and probably drink it, I would probably say Michelob Ultra or Guinness.
Yeah, Michelob again, or Jesus, what? Talk about one end to the other end.
I know, that's what she said. Some of the others.
Wait. She did not say that.
She totally did.
She said,
"Hey, one end or the other."
3 inches might not sound like much.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, listen, you won today's game.
Yeah. I don't have where my sound effects for that. Come on, man. I got to put them all on one page.
As he scrolls through his pages of sound effects, I think you just have to hit one at random, and whatever it is, it plays.
Thank you for listening to 321 The Pod. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. See you soon.
I think that's it then.
That's it then. All right. Well, she decided. She has spoken.
You said to hit it randomly, and I did.
That's also what she said. Just hit it randomly, baby. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening this week. Remember to rate and review. And very exciting for me on next Monday, which is Halloween, is the debut episode of season 9 of Listen to This, season 9, everybody. Halloween episode.
It's about blood.
Blood.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. This is funner.com. See you soon.